extra time.
Although, it's a fun question, but you seem to have this growing romance with your bowlers. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, if they can keep getting wickets, the bromance will be there. If it becomes a bit of a drought problem for us, then the relationship will. It's a bit. It's not unconditional love, so.
I'll keep going. The wicket front, everyone's talking about a green number here. But you would have taken some satisfaction from Centurion and the fact that you were able to beat India in quite un-Centurion conditions.
Yeah, we were very pleased with our victory there. As we discussed after the match, that it wasn't conditions suited to South African conditions. We moved on now to Wanderers, which looks more like the conditions that we're used to. But once again, we haven't asked for anything over the top. We just asked for a wicket that's got good pace and bounce, and it looks like hopefully we'll get that.
But you stressed on the importance of how nice it would be to close this out 3-0. What do you think you need to do to be able to do that?
Yeah, I think once again India will come back with a point to prove. I mean, obviously they're a proud team that wouldn't want to go down 3-0, so we're expecting once again a good challenge from them. For us as a team, pretty simple. Just be doing the things that we've been doing right over this series. Do it well. Whether it's batting in partnerships, getting those partnerships together. As I said after the second test, the difference between us and India is I feel that's been there's more batters contributing to that partnership. So that's going to be once again a very much a key factor on the conditions like that. If you do get in as a batter to try and with your partner string together a nice partnership. And then both teams have been taking 20 wickets. So I think once again, I assume that will happen. We've got a strong bowling attack on conditions that will suit them. So I think once again the onus would be on the partnerships in the batting department.
Not the greatest test with the bat in Centurion. Do you think the break sort of like helped them a bit? And what's the key to just getting an instinctive player like himself just back on track, really?
Yeah, the key for someone like him is not to overanalyze or overcomplicate things, and that's normal. That happens when a guy goes 1 or 2 or 5 test matches without scoring runs. You tend to want to overanalyze things, but with Quinny, that's the last thing you want to do. His biggest asset as a player is he's a free player. When he's on, he completely takes the pressure back onto the opposition. So. Obviously, I know he would like to score runs, as all of our batsmen would like to do, but certainly from the team perspective and the language that we speak to him, that he just keeps having that positive intent, and when he gets an opportunity to score runs, that he cashes in. He'll be very hungry to put in a play in this last test match.
This test match?
Yeah, they've played some good cricket here. I remember the last test we played against India was a fantastic test match. You know, as I said, their bowling is good. Their bowling is really good. They've come over this time around with a very good seam attack, and if you have that, you'll be able to compete. We have got a fantastic seam attack as well, so it will be the battle of those two. But for me, obviously, the pressure is on making sure that we can keep their batsmen under pressure. You know, it's been a pretty quiet series for most of them, and if we can keep doing that, then we'll change that stat that you speak about.
After the span, you maybe think about going the same route now?
Yeah, it's definitely something we're speaking about in our selection. But once again, it will be done a little bit later. But it's an option. It was an option in Centurion as well, because the ball doesn't spin there regularly as well, and then we found it was the opposite. So you just have to make sure you keep your options open and see. I mean, the wicket does look like it should be a normal Wanderers wicket, but even tomorrow morning, just see what the pitch looks like. There's the same amount of grass on it. Obviously, Kesh is an extremely talented spin bowler, and we are very lucky to have him. So, if we do think of leaving him out, you have to be 100% sure that you want to leave him out. The two options is either between Andile and Tiennis. Whether you go for an all-rounder to give you that option from a batting and a bowling point of view, or generally what you can do is to play 7 batters and 4 seamers. Yeah, so that's the 3 combinations that we're talking about from a selection point of view.
On
important is administering a whitewash in the Australian tour in terms of Sydney tour?
Big. I mean, I said it before. That just playing against India, we don't get the opportunity a lot to be in a position of strength where we can beat them 3-0. But yeah, consistency is something that you want to have as much as possible. Leading into the Australian series, we want to go in with that momentum that we've been gathering over the last 2 games. Australia's been playing some really good cricket, so by no means are anyone in the team thinking that this is just an opportunity to take our foot off the gas. We're really motivated to try and get a 3-0 done.
As an individual batsman, what does it take to succeed at one of the more challenging venues for batsmen?
Yeah, I think this is possibly the ground where it swings a little bit more than anything else. Your disciplines as a batsman becomes really important, and when you do get through the tough times, that's when you get value for your shots. The outfield is very quick, and the wicket can get good to bat on, but there is challenging times for a batter, and you need to get through them. We have our own ideas of how to do it, and I'd possibly like to keep it for myself, so we don't give out too many advice for this last test.
Settling to have not know who's going to be.
That was surprising actually for me. I mean, I didn't know that stat that you spoke about. Obviously, when you don't follow a team closely, you don't really have an eye on it all the time. But I read something that they've changed their team every single time. Yeah, and that's remarkable. I mean, I don't see how we'll ever be able to do that. We try and have a bit of consistency, string together a team. It's obviously worked for India and India. But in terms of the opposition, no, it doesn't make a difference. You plan for everyone, you prepare for everyone, and whoever plays, it's not like it surprises us or anything. Yeah, it was just assisting. Obviously, he was part of the Proteas setup for a while, and he's in charge, or more his role going forward will probably be something to look at the next tier of batsmen coming through. So just to see how we're working still to make sure that he's on the ball with working with Benke, and that Dale Benkenstein, that they can almost speak from the same mouth. The two of them get on really well, and even Dale was really good in getting him in and making sure that the team still works with Neil. So it says a lot about Dale and the fact that he's happy to bring in guys who was in his role before him. So the two of them work well together, and I think it's a great thing for Cricket South Africa that the more guys in key positions under the Proteas, guys that's been involved with the team for a long period of time, knows what it takes to be a successful batsman, bowler, player at this level, they can look at the next tier of players and make sure that they've got a lot of insight into that.
It wasn't specifically for Quinny.
If it was, I don't know about it. But I do know Neil has got a good relationship with Quinny, but it wasn't. He was going to come to Joburg anyway before Quinny didn't get runs the previous game.
Centurion, South Africa did win the game, but they allow India to come in the latter half of the match. So here in Wanderers, do you think before the Australia series you need a more ruthless kind of performance?
I think it was just the nature of that wicket. You were always in the game, so even look, that first innings we had them under real pressure, and Pandya played a great knock and getting 90 or whatever he got. So if you take that 90 runs off their score, it would have been had some big play that he had there, and then we to blame for ourselves because I think we dropped him twice, or we had 2 chances. So I would hope that if we get that opportunity again to put them to bed, we can do it a little bit sooner.
Earlier, do you find it one of the cricket ironies that the Wanderers should be one of the grounds that India struggled on with the nature of the green wicket, and yet they never lost here? That's the first one, and the second one, why do you put that now?
That's an amazing stat. I mean, if you asked me if they've ever lost a game here, I would have said I'll definitely put something on it that they've lost a game here. But some grounds, you just get a bit of confidence in the way that you play, and then you run with it. I can think of some place like Perth in Australia where we've never lost a game, and we get there and we're like, okay, this feels like we're confident. Yeah, we can perform here. So I'm sure that they will rely on that. What you can do to try and counter that is just keep them under pressure. I mean, they're a team that's obviously under pressure now by being 2-0 down in the series. So the way that you start is really important. If they have a good start with a bat or with a ball, that's when you can put a team down. As they'll have something that first day or that first hour, but if you can be really solid, you would think that the fighting spirit will slowly go away.
Plus the IPL auction will take place during the match. Just what kind of, are guys going to be like?
Well, we don't have our phones, so we can. It's difficult to check, but it's a good question. The guys, there will be distractions. It's normal. It's human. IPL plays a big part in all of our lives. For the management and myself, it's important to make sure that we keep the focus and the energy driving towards a test match, and then at the end of the day's play, if you want to talk about the auction for a little bit, we can do it, but then make sure the next day when it's test match time again, we switched on and focused.
লেটেস্ট নিউজ আর এক্সক্লুসিভ ভিডিওর সঙ্গে আপডেট থাকতে এখনই সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন আমাদের ইউটিউব চ্যানেল। বেল আইকনে ক্লিক করতে ভুলবেন না যেন।